Welcome to Tuesday's market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. Matthew Buckley, my call sign is Wiz, the chief option strategist here at TGO, and the futures are down today. Yesterday's rip your face off rally, I guess, was a thank God we didn't have World War III over the weekend. I guess the market could rally on that, but as we're seeing right now in the futures, we're not going to see too much follow through today. We sold a weekly options bear call spread into that yesterday. I look at selling another one today, and we'll probably talk about that in our primary live trade brief here at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully everybody got their full throttle slots, and if not, you're talking to our support department about grabbing yours because we're officially airborne with, I think, all of our full throttle traders. So very looking forward to that. Goldman Sachs, folks, this is why you don't trade earnings. 90% of the time, Goldman Sachs beats the earnings estimates. Today, a miss on the top and the bottom with some problems in their FIC, fixed income, currency, and commodities, mainly in their currency and commodity divisions there. So huge surprise miss for Goldman Sachs there. That's one of our positions in the primary live trade brief portfolio. If you liked it at 230, you're going to love it at 219. That's kind of my mentality. B of A, however, as compared to Goldman Sachs, pretty good beat, along with JP Morgan and Citi last week. So we're seeing a little bit of rotation out of the blue blood, the big blue blood bank, Goldman Sachs, and seeing the B of A's, the Citis, and the JP Morgans really pull it up there. So Wells Fargo, obviously a different type of breed, but that one was a miss last week. But these mixes in financials really doesn't bode well for the markets, folks. Financials and transports really are the canaries in the coal mines of whether or not the markets are looking good or looking bad. And I don't know, folks. Like we talked about yesterday, my strategic mindset has changed from cautiously bullish to bearish. And one day a rip your face off jump back does not a rally make. I'm stumbling through that. So this 50-day moving average, we're seeing the lower highs in the market and the lower lows. So if we can't really power through this 50-day, kind of like I said, if we head through the 50-day with any sort of airspeed, which we did, we're in trouble. If we power through it with some airspeed, yay. But based on what I'm seeing today in the markets, it's probably not going to happen. So I'd definitely be hedged here. Pence, it's not like just because we didn't have nuclear war on Easter, everything's a yay moment. Pence, Vice President Pence, was over in South Korea yesterday. He was on the DMZ, kept up the tough talk, saying, hey, era of strategic patience is over. We're having the Russians threaten us. Don't even think about doing anything unilaterally in North Korea. Carl Vinson Battle Group is almost on station, and I think we're heading the Nimitz Battle Group, which is finishing Comp 2X off the Oregon coast, and they're heading there as well. So two carrier battle groups in a region. It shows that something's up there, okay? We are considering a pre-strike. We think that some of the missiles that we saw in his parade the other day were paper mache, literally, like the Soviets used to do. But who knows, folks? This is it's a very dangerous time. Speaking of which, it's kind of a dangerous time to be in emerging markets as well. With everything that's going on around the world, a lot of people are looking. The best house in a pretty bad neighborhood right now is the United States. So we're gonna talk about this in our PLTB as well. Going to talk about some Brazil issues with our EWZ trade, and just the overall stock market and Trump's. He's turning back to healthcare, which is it's amazing to me. I understand that under Obamacare, don't call it ACA, folks, please. I love how Democrats are trying to get back to calling it ACA. He loved the fact it was called Obamacare when he thought it would work. I can't believe the guy ever thought it would work, but I digress. And he's skipping tax reform. Mnuchin, here's why I'm bearish, folks. Mnuchin even came out yesterday and said, hey, tax reform, August isn't even looking close. Maybe 2018 is looking good. Once the market really wakes up to the fact, folks, that tax reform ain't happening this year, I think we're going to wake up and head even lower. And oh, by the way, the sleeper story that I haven't covered in a while, oil prices see biggest decline since March. That's not good for the overall market, folks. So really do think the bears are starting to wake up here. a broken clock is right twice a day. So we'll see what happens here. But I would, this is not the market to be super, super bullish in right now. Okay. But we'll take a look in our primary live trade brief at our current positions. Remember, being an options trader, we can shuck and jive with everything that's going on in the markets, man. You can come instantaneously bullish or instantaneously bearish and put pictures on that or trades on that reflect that. Okay, so I got to run. I got to jump in our primary live trade brief with all of our new full throttle traders, and it's going to be an interesting couple weeks here to see if we can get back above our 50-day and maybe get on the rally horse, or we're going to wander around the snowman's land, which I don't think we're going to do, and I think we're going to bust 2,300 if we don't get some good earnings here. I think the one I'll leave you with this. I think the one saving earnings grace might be technology. So we'll see as the tech giants, the FANGs, start rolling out their earnings here. I think towards the end of the week or next week. Yeah, actually beginning in May, I think Facebook and Apple are. Okay. All right, folks, I got to run. I'll see many of you in the primary live trade brief at 10 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you check your email for the reminder. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God